Hey guys, welcome back to High Res. I'm Law, and right here we have the all-new 2024 Audi Q5 55 TFSI-E plug-in hybrid. So let's get into the review. Starting off with the exterior. So this car, this is the Prestige package, highest of the line, as high as this vehicle goes in terms of trim level. So we have beautiful rims over here. I believe these are 19-inch rims, and I like them personally. Some people don't like them. Personally, I like them. I think they look good. The 5-spoke, the star, I think it looks good, and I am in love with this color, this beautiful blue color. We don't have enough like colors, you know, in modern cars these days. So I'm happy that, you know, Audi's bringing out some colors, as well as BMW. You know, we're able to see some beautiful cars coming out from them. So this is the rear of the car. It's basically the same as another Q5 that I reviewed. Standard lights, everything, but the only difference is, I don't know if you can see this, but right here, the exhaust, completely fake. Like, it looks dual tune it, but it's horrible, completely fake, awful. Love the body lines along the car, stunning. You got your S-Line badge on the sides, and as well as a beautiful, beautiful front. I'm in love with the way that this car looks. Pardon, it's a little bit dirty. This all happened this morning. But this car is gorgeous. Hence the reason I came out to this gorgeous location, because the car is just as gorgeous as the location, and I am in love with the looks. Let me know what you guys think about the looks, the exterior of the car, in the comments down below, because this is one of my favorite designs right now, currently out. And I know there's a new Q5 coming out, I think this summer of 2024. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. So let's get inside of the car. All right, so this is my driving seat position. So this being the Prestige model, you do get the sport seats, which are really lovely. They're super soft, like you can see me pushing. Super soft, very comfortable, a little bit better on the lumbar than the standard seats. I think these seats are a level above the standard seats that you get in an Audi Q5. But anyway, so we're in the back seats over here. As you can see, the sunroof, the panoramic is open. We have a lovely view over here. Rear heated seats, which is awesome, and unfortunately only available on the Prestige model, as well as third zone climate control. USB-A, which is really old school for now, and a 12 volt. So sitting here, I have tons of headroom. Again, I'm at 5'6", so I'm not that tall, and tons of knee room. So I'm sure that people that are about 6 feet tall will have no issues, you know, sitting in the back of the Q5. It's great, it's comfortable, everything feels super nice and lovely, and everything feels good to the touch. Even this plastic, which I just released a Genesis G70 review, and it was like very plasticky and uncomfortable. So if you do bump your knees, it's not that bad over here. Tons of cup holder space, as you can see. Big bottle fits in, no problem. Little storage over here. You got your Bang & Olufsen sound system in here. The middle open. There's no like little pass through over here. There is, like, if you push this button right here, it'll open up, but we don't need that. Center console, cup holders, and it's closed, so you can definitely rest your hand on here if you want to. Yeah, and that's lovely in here as well. Since this is the Prestige package, you do have the sunshades, easy to put on. There we go, it's on, easy. If you have kids or someone that, you know, doesn't want to be seen, they're right here for you. And at nighttime, there's ambient lighting. I will get to that, you know, soon, or in a different video where I might do a nighttime drive. So it's very lovely here in the rear. And it's out of a small compact SUV. I love it here in the rear. It's really, really nice and comfortable. Let's hop into the trunk. Let's see how the trunk space is like. So Audi, I think, is like one of the worst when it comes to trunk space. So as you can see, you have a really, really lovely wide opening, which is lovely, but there's not a lot of space. as you can tell, you have the a big box that someone put in, and Audi did provide you with charging cables and everything, which is currently being used. And they do offer you with a standard 110 and a 220 volts or a 250 volt 40 amp level 2 charger. If you have at home, you can plug it in, as this is a plug-in hybrid. All right, but as you can see, space, there's nothing underneath here. There's like a little space, but this is for things like such as your spare tire or anything like that, for the tire kit. Just try and get that. There we go, it's in. But that's about it. Little cup space over here, little spaces, some lights over there. You got your easy levers to pull down, and then you'll have some more space, a couple of hooks, and you have your lock and just normal closing button. Now let's get into the front of the car. So sitting in the front seat, this is where you want to be. This is my favorite part about the car. So as you can see, you have your digital cluster over here, the virtual cockpit, and this one's a little bit different to other Audis that you may have seen, or if you watched my previous Q5 review. Yeah, this doesn't just have the tach. This has your power meter, I guess. So as you can see, everything in the green, if you have sufficient enough charge, which I think we do, so the car does you know, all of this in electric. Everything green is electric. Past that, that's when the gas engine kicks in. That's when you really need your power. So on full electric charge, this thing will do about 38 miles from, you know, on a full charge. And on level 2 charging, expect anywhere from an hour to 3 hours, depending on how many kilowatts is being provided. I'll post up, I'll write down the number of kilowatts that this car is able to take. Yeah, so anyway, so talking about the front of the car, right? So everything feels good, squidgy, you know, everything's comfortable, super soft, everything feels good, the plastics feel good, everything feels lovely. You have your trunk opener and the gas tank cap opener over here at the bottom. Yeah, so oops, let me just quickly get out of there. Anyway, so easy climate control. Look, it's all real, it's all here, and it's all touch sensitive. It's so easy to use this climate control system. You got heated and ventilated seats, which you get with these sports seats, which is awesome, and as well as thigh extension support, which helps out a ton. Wireless charging, which I don't suggest because your phone gets too hot, and you know, a great storage space for things that you need, as well as a really cool feature where you get heated and cooled cup holder, and it's only one, and it's on the right side. Yeah, let's go for a drive, huh? Okay, so let's get into the drive of this car. We are, of course, in EV mode right now, which is lovely. I'm gonna turn on like a little meter so that you guys can see maybe from the screen. So as you can see, this last 17, I mean, this car is brand new, so it only has 1700 miles or 1800. 66% on combustion, 34% on electric, and I'll talk to you a little bit about it as we drive along. But here's your power meter and everything, shows how many miles you got and everything. But I don't think that range is as advertised. I think it's actually very you know, doesn't give you the full picture. It's less than what you should actually expect, in my opinion. So I'm gonna turn the car off out of EV mode, and you have a different option, either electric, charging, or maintaining the battery. But I just like to have the gas engine on. That's just my personal preference. This car does have 360 camera as well as auto park, and I don't know if you can hear that, but one of my favorite electric sounds ever. Oh, it sounds awesome, like a robot. like a spaceship, sorry. So this is an Audi. You have your Quattro system, you know, so never to be afraid of getting stuck somewhere, you know. This is one of the best all-wheel drive systems in the world, and I think the electric definitely gives it a help. Whoa, Oh, the bumps are heavy, but this thing eats them up. This thing is so comfortable. All the potholes and everything, it eats them up great. And I'm not sure, but I don't think this has adaptive dampers. I think it would have been nice, but I don't think it has any. And what's new with this 21 is, I mean this 24 model, is the regen braking. The previous models did not get regen braking, which is huge, and that it's got 38 miles. The previous ones had about 24 to 30 miles of range, and it didn't have regen braking, which is like the best part. You know, you regen a little bit of brakes, and you save yourself pads, brake pads and rotors, by not using the brakes as much. And the electric torque, man, I love this. I love the electric torque of this car. And we're off. Super smooth, super quiet. Oh, I love it. And you can keep an eye out for your RPMs, as well as you can look at how much power you're using. The engine definitely doesn't work as much when compared to like obviously the standard combustion, even when it's dead. So this car doesn't really charge enough. A lot of the times you're just driving it, you start off at 0%, but as you drive, the regen, it brings the energy back into the battery enough so that you're just able to get maybe a mile back, maybe 2 tops, and you're able to just, it works like a normal hybrid in the city. So that's why I'm saying that this figure of like 321, and I mean that's including the battery state of charge. With including that, you know, you have, it goes a lot further than the 321 advertised. At least that's how it feels like for me. I feel like I could drive forever, and it won't run out. A nice cool little feature with this car that you'll never, it's so hard to like understand and get through your head, is while you're driving and the car in front of you is stopped, the car automatically pushes the brake. So let's say for this car, right, I'm getting close to him, I'm pulling up in speed, the car automatically right now applied the brake. I don't know if you can see the regen automatically applies, and it begins to slow the car down, and you can feel the brake pedal just going in. It takes a little bit of getting used to. I don't mind this feature. I think it's good. You know, you already start slowing down prior, but it feels weird in your foot that the car is already stopping before you want it to stop. I'm not used to that at all. It definitely feels very weird to me and unorthodox, if that makes sense. It takes a little bit of time to get used to, but I like that Audi also integrates the regen braking into the brakes, right? So here I'm traveling 33 miles an hour, push the brakes, and that's where you get your regen, not from just letting off the gas or electrons, whatever. So I'm gonna do a little bit of the spirited driving. You know, so we love a good spirited drive. A little bit, very soon, very shortly. I'm gonna quickly close up the windows, turn on the air conditioner again. This car also, I don't know if you're able to see it, but it has the heads-up display. I don't know if it's visible, but it's displaying me the speed limit, how fast I'm going, and as well as it's giving me, you know, traffic information if I have the navigation on, which this car does have, which unfortunately isn't optional on a Premium Plus model, which is unfortunate. But it's a lovely heads-up display system that also shows you the red light when your light is about to change. If you're okay, if you should like slow down, it's Audi did it, as I've read, is in order to help with eco, for you to be able to you know, let off the gas and just to coast through and to be able to come to a stop, or so that you don't come to a stop, and so that you're able to just continue on driving. Because if you stop, and from a stop to pick up the RPMs and everything, it's a lot more inefficient than if you were just, let's say, going like, coming to the light, going like 20 miles an hour, and you know, it changes to green and you can just continue on going. So that's way more efficient than, you know, starting from 0 and then going back up. All All right, so steering, very light, but you know, very precise. So I can move around like a little bit, you know, the car's already throwing me left and right, you know, but it is very light. But as I'm doing this, I can feel the steering wheel weighting up a little bit, like very minimal, but I mean, it does do it a little bit, which I think is pretty good, you know, to tell you where your front wheels are. But yeah, it feels a little bit disengaged. It's very, the steering is, you know, in my mind, it's more towards luxury rather than sport. But while you're driving the car, you're like, whoa, this thing could boogie. So let's get out of this. Let's go to our drive select. We have our typical modes: off-road, comfort, auto, dynamic. Honestly, I would just leave it in automatic for whenever I need, because I can always toss the car into sport, kicking in the gas engine, or I can just put the car into dynamic, which I would do. And so, you know, I'm driving in dynamic right now, and you can drive in dynamic and also be in electric mode only. So as you can see, it says sport 3 dynamic. I can put into D mode, and yes, even though when you slow down, it will turn off the gas engine for you to save some, you know, for you to save some gas. You don't have to be with the gas engine on at all times. I don't know why it's not doing it now, but usually it does do it. But yeah, so I'm gonna toss the car back into sport. You have the paddle shifters, plasticky, but they work fine. I don't expect anything else from this. It is a, you know, it's not a sports car. But I'm gonna open up the windows again so that you can hear the turbo spool. This isn't my first time driving it, so I can talk to you a little bit, you know, about it. So, you know, I'm cruising right now, and if I'm like in third gear right now, I push the gas, and I don't know if you can hear it, but you can hear the turbo spooling up and go, and it's one of my favorite sounds. Let's check out the handling of it through this bend. And like, you can feel it, you can hear it. This thing could move. This thing is so fast, it's ridiculous. In all honesty, it's wow. This thing is so fast, it's insane, and it feels so weird. It doesn't feel organic, because I'm so used to, you're driving and you feel the gear shifting and you feel like, but this thing, you don't feel that. You don't feel it at all. You just, you know, you're going and you hear the gears, you hear the engine go, you know, like cutting off the turbo and then having to go back into it. You can hear that, but you don't feel it due to that electric motor just filling in for that gap, that space. And it feels so weird to someone that's only ever driven gas cars and internal combustions with zero electric assist. And it's so unorthodox, but oh, the fact that you can hear the turbo makes it more engaging, and I love to hear the turbo. It's a lovely combination, this plug-in. It really is a lovely combination. I love hearing it. I love driving, you know, I love driving in the fact that it's different, you know, to a gas engine. The gaps that you can make with this car is incredible. You can make so many gaps, especially, you know, I live in the city of Brooklyn, New York, and when you gotta make little gaps in areas, this thing, plant it, that's it, you're gone. You're gone. You're already there. It's something to get used to, and it's so much fun. Just listening to that turbo. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I really hope that you guys can hear that turbo going whoosh. It, you know, adds to the drama of the car. And it pulls and it pulls, and it just wants to go more and more and more. And it also has the little boost mode. I don't know if you can see that, but the boost mode, you know, it gives you a little bit of that extra power. I don't know if you've seen other reviews of Audi, electric Audis, but boost mode gives you that like extra little bump, a little bit of that extra horsepower, so that you're able to get that initial click off, and then it like fades away on its own. This is a ton of fun listening to the engine. But let's turn off that and let's turn the AC back on. Super easy to control and to work around. And also in dynamic mode, your regen braking comes back stronger. It automatically goes in, so the second you let off the gas, automatically the car begins to regen and you automatically begin to slow down. Love that feature. Easy way to, you know, put like a mile back into the battery, as well as, you know, slowing you down rather than using the brakes, you know, and using the brake pads for that. This car is just a joy to drive, and I'm having a ton of fun driving it. And it doesn't sound too bad. I don't know, maybe the speakers, maybe it has like a little bit of speakers, you know, working to give you a little bit of sound. But yeah, like I do love driving this thing a ton. Oh, it just throws you back into the seat. The way this thing can boogie. And you know what, it's heavy, and you can feel it's heavy in its body, but it also masks it. Audis are so good at handling, but if you do push it beyond the limit, it's just gonna go forward. It doesn't want to turn in, you know. It just like telling you, yo, calm down a little bit, you know, I am a little bit chunky, I can't really take the bends the way you want me to take the bends. And that's if you push it to the limit. You can't like do like really like risky maneuvers at high speeds, because it'll just continue on going. It's just gonna understeer into it. Man, but this thing, putting your foot down, you know, feeling the gear shift. An automatic into regen mode to help slow you down. You don't even gotta use the brakes, nothing. Automatically you just start slowing down. And you can hear the turbo from the inside too, and I love hearing that so much. I'm gonna go back into vehicle data. I'll show you that graph over here. Downshift a little bit here. Oh, as you can see the dial move and everything move, and the car, this thing can hustle. This thing can most definitely hustle. And this isn't even the powerful 2.0 engine in here. So, right, so, you know, getting into it. So, we have here a 2.0 liter turbo 4-cylinder that's taken out of the Q5 40 TFSI, not the 45. So you have two different 4-cylinders. You have the 40 and you have the 45. The 40 gives about 200 horsepower, and the 45 gives about 261. And imagine if Audi would have put the 261 horsepower in here and with the electric motor. I think honestly that might be our next SQ5, because this thing is, it's quick, it's very quick. And I had a little run-in with the BMW X5 with the legendary B58. It wasn't tuned or anything, but this thing, even like a 0% battery, well, it says 0, oh my god, it just started pulling on an X5. And I know for a fact that X5 is quick. I'm gonna have a review coming up that hopefully soon, for you guys to see. Let me quickly take this bend. Oh, that boost. Oh, the control. Woo. That feels lovely. That feels absolutely lovely to drive. And the way it moves through these bends, the dynamics, the way you can feel everything, the way everything happens under your foot. You know how much you gotta give it. You know, you can feel what's happening through the chassis, not necessarily the steering. And I love that. I love that. This thing could boogie, and I love that it can boogie. The way it can take a bend, it masks. And the shifts are nice and crisp. This thing is awesome. I love the combination of the gas and the electric. I really do. And it's convinced me that plug-in, you know, at least the plug-in is the right way if you have, you know, a place to charge at home. That's how it feels like to me, for sure. You know, this is my first plug-in or electric, you know, introduction to electric cars. And I'm pleased with it. It still has the drama of the engine, but it has the performance and the gap filling of the electric motor, and the way the balance, it's incredible. All right, let's quickly take it out of dynamic mode. As you can see, yep, I just took it out of sport and it automatically took the car out of whatchamacallit, out of the engine, turned it off. So I'm going back into auto mode. Alright, let's see. I can't see, there's a car coming, but we're good. So right now we're going up the hill in electric mode only. Put the car into eco. Car's moving really good, everything's going good. I don't feel like I need more gas power or anything like that. This thing's awesome, and it also does have adaptive cruise control and all that goody stuff, and lane assist, which you can see down there at the bottom. It's turned on right now, and as maybe hopefully you can see it on the heads-up display that it is on. And as well as you can, you know, toggle around with your you know, virtual cockpit. You can scroll through things, check out your range, your consumption, and everything, short term, long term. You know, gives you everything that you need, you know, right here. Everything super easy to see, everything to navigate. If you need a map and you don't want to look here, bam, right there you have a map. You can zoom in, you can zoom out. It's perfect. It's awesome. It's an awesome car. It's an awesome daily. Definitely a car I would recommend to people. Just because of the way that it's driving so comfortably and so easily. I don't know, guys. What do you guys think? Like, would you get a plug-in, or do you just say screw it and I'm gonna go full electric? I don't know if, like me personally, if I'm just ready to commit to fully electric, you know, as of now, and especially living in New York City, there's not enough chargers. I mean, if there were more chargers, I would commit. I would have no issue with it. But having that gas engine, you know, as a backup, it really helps out. You know, it gives you that reassurance, that comfort, that you're safe, that nothing's gonna happen to you. Oops, sorry about that. Pardon. Oh, go driving assisting. And as you can see, also when you go out of virtual zoom out on the virtual cockpit, you can also see that that the you know, car is using regen, or you know, if it's strictly on electric mode. So you're able to see it, and it's so easy, it's so quiet and comfortable to cruise in. This car is awesome. I love driving it. I really do enjoy it. And I also am about to do a launch. Going straight from comfort to launching it. So let's go back into dynamic mode. There we go. As you can see, the engine kicked in. The you know, gears went up. You know, you can see that you're in sport mode, what gear you're in. And the car, you can see it's showing the lanes and everything about it. I'm hoping that you guys can hear that turbo. Maybe turn up the volume a little bit. 5th gear. You can pardon the noises, but that's how it just sounds to me. Oh man, that's a lovely, lovely, lovely sound. And this is a beautiful, beautiful car. Go up a little bit. There we go. We're in 6th gear, cruising. Man, what a view. Beautiful view. Beautiful car. I'm definitely gonna bring more cars on here, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I can get my hands on a 23 BMW X3 M40i and compare the interiors and exteriors, because regardless, they're all the same interiors and exteriors. on the X3 line and the Q5 line. So hopefully I can compare that and compare the B58 to this plugin. See how it compares and performs. Region braking coming in strong, and I love that Audi incorporated it so comfortably and so well. The way this thing pulls is incredible. I'm gonna shut up right now, and I'm just gonna, you know, do a little bit of driving. At this point, I'm just gonna try and launch the car, see what it does, how it responds to being launched. Alright, let's do it. So I'm gonna quickly turn off traction control. Car is in full dynamic mode and everything. Foot on the brake, foot on the gas. Oh, that. This thing's a rocket. For being a family SUV, this thing is a rocket. I love it. I love it. This thing's a ton of fun to drive. Even though it's not meant to drive like a ton of fun. I think the electric motor definitely helps it out with on the fun part. Oh my god, that's awesome. That's really awesome. Level of grip, wow, this car is so capable, man. I'm biased. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm biased. I'm an Audi fanboy, you know, so you know, y'all can hate on me for you know, loving Audis. I do. Exterior is better. I love the way that the car looks. I love the way that the car feels. Even though I have been exposed to the craziest BMWs ever made, and I'll get into a video about that. Oh my god, but this thing is awesome. I wish I could just rotate the rear end a little bit, which I feel like it does through the electric motor compared to the previous Audi that I reviewed, the 45 Premium Plus. The link will be, you know, at the end of this video. Interesting. Okay, cool. Yeah, like you can feel a little bit more balance in the way that this drives. It doesn't feel as front biased as the normal Q5, and I think that's, you know, a huge part and due to that electric motor is in the rear, or at least I think it's in the rear, helping you push. At least that's how it feels through here while driving it. It feels less like it wants to go forward and more like it just wants to rotate you a little bit. That's a huge plus in my books. I just don't want to stop driving this thing. It drives so good. It makes such good gaps. Oh, like that. Like I could make the rear spin out. That's incredible. The amount of fun this thing provides, that electric motor. Oh, you just want to push this thing, and it's so capable and you're so safe. You don't feel in danger while driving this car. Oh, I'm in love with the way that this thing drives, and I think it drives better than the regular gas engine car. That plug-in, man, the way that it can boogie, my God. Whew. It's just so capable, and it just wants to go and push and go and rotate on the pedal. Wow, the way this thing moves, I love it. I love it. Anyways, guys, I hope you really enjoyed this video, because I definitely did. I enjoyed making this video. This car is such a blast to drive. I love driving this car. Honestly, please give me, you know, subscribe, like, and let me know what you guys think. What you guys think of the hybrids, what you think of this Audi, and would you get one? Because oh, this is such a bargain for the way that it drives, all the comforts that it has. Man, I'm pleasantly surprised. And you know, I haven't been spoiled with cars like, let's say, like $100,000 cars. I haven't been spoiled with things like that. So I really like accept this car for it being it, and it being able to, you know, perform the way it performs at its price point. Man, I'm pleasantly surprised. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace, and don't forget, keep on revving. Peace. Okay, so on the